I got a couple, I'm going to take it back a few steps. All awesome information. But it's just there's so many storage units out there, and you see them being built, and you see how excited you are. But who's renting these, and is there an average time that these people stick around? Is there an expectation of turnover? Like, break down some of just kind of the basic things that people just don't know about. Like, who's your client?
Yeah, so we have, there's around 72,000 facilities in the United States right now. Awesome. And the market is extremely fragmented. This is what people don't realize. The top 6 REITs, you know them: Public Storage, Life Storage, Extra Space, CubeSmart. You see them all over the place. Those guys only own about 18% of the facilities out there. Really? Wow. The next 100 largest operators only own an additional 9%. Which means that there's like 70 to 72% of the facilities out there that are owned by these mom and pop owners, where there's the potential to do a ton of value add. So what you'll notice is when you go and you look at your customer attribution, it's super counterintuitive to what you'd think. So we have 4 major demand drivers. We have residential, commercial, we have military, and we have students. The residential, you think are, okay, I live downtown and I live in a 600 square foot closet and I have no space. Now, yes, those people typically use storage, but what we found actually is that like 67% of our residential tenants actually live in a single family home that has a basement, a garage, and an attic. So it's not people that are short on space. It's typically those that are a little bit more affluent. I like buying in areas where the median income is at least 40 to 45,000, if not higher. I'll typically build in areas where the median income is 100 to 110,000 per household. The second thing that you'll notice is those residential tenants are great, but they have a little bit lower average stay time, depending on how aggressive you are on raising your rents. Typically, they'll stay for about 13 months or so. The second one, which I really love, are the commercial tenants. These commercial tenants typically will stay for 23 to 24 months. They'll prepay the rent in advance, and they'll typically use more than one unit. For example, at that Yorkville site that we had, I had a company in Chicago that manufactured tortillas, and they would drop them off in their small trucks at our site. They had like 5 units. And then once a week or twice a week, a semi truck would pull up and they would unload all 5 of the units in the truck and then distribute to the rest of the Midwest or to the greater Chicagoland area. So we really like the commercial tenants. And then it comes down to your military and your students. Both of those have much shorter stay times in the 4 to 6 month realm, but they help with kind of these seasonal fluctuations. Your students, me and Tom went to U of I. Yes, it was only 3 hours away from Chicago, but I didn't want to lug all my stuff back and forth during the summer. So during the summer, I'd go rent a storage facility for 4 months and then come back when I needed to get a new apartment. Same thing with military. If you look north by Waukegan, you have the Great Lakes Naval Base. There's other markets that we're near kind of military installations. And at any moment, they may have to go on deployment or they may have to switch bases. And they need to put their stuff in storage kind of like last second. They have a week or 2 weeks to get mobilized. So those are our main demand drivers. We're always going to be chasing multifamily and single family. So we want to be in the places where we're on kind of main and main. We're surrounded by dense residential. We have a bunch of cars passing us day by day. So those are kind of our typical tenants, the ones that are driving a lot of the demand.